Hi, I'm Chris Berman. Ahead on ESPN, not only is Isaac your bartender, he's your go-to guy at wide receiver. Isaac Bruce, just 19 yards shy of what would have been a 7,000-yard season last year. He'll be a big factor today. St. Louis Rams, San Francisco 49ers. It's game time.
Welcome, everybody, to San Francisco, California. I'm Dan Stevens. My colleague here in the commentary booth is Peter O'Keefe.
Set. Green. 18.
Bruce grabs the rope. Brought down at the 46. Bolger zips it to the left sideline, and it's tipped. Latte passes this one, and the completion is at their 39-yard line. Bolger zings it to the right side, and it's caught at the 40.
Receivers out there, defense is expecting that, and they go to nickel.
Paul will get the carry on first down, and
57.
rips him down in the backfield, and that takes. Little gets the sack way back at the 10. That will end the first quarter, and it's still a scoreless game. Latte makes the throw after the play-action fake, and it's complete at the 45. Barlow chews up 4 yards. Barlow gets the call again and barely picks up the first. Latte throws the pass, and it's tipped. In will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Bolger throws a beauty to the right side, and it's tipped. Paul gets the call on second down and picks up 8 yards on the play.
Thin passes in 2002, and then taking 9 away last year. Tied for tops in the NFL.
Bruce goes in motion.
Brown, 69. Hut, hut.
Paul gets the call again and heads out right. Tackled, and the clock will continue.
Gray, 59.
Bolger gets all of his arm into this pass, and it's tipped. In out this one, which starts at their 36-yard line. Tracks him down, gets the sack, and the clock will continue to run.
2nd and 18. Ball at the 49ers, 28-yard line.
Latte throws this one right sideline, and it's caught at the 48. Archuleta makes a play on this and forces the. Latte passes this one, and the 49ers take their first time out.
Gray, 37.
Archuleta puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete.
Number 25, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Rich Cody clearly earned a flag on this one. He held his man a little too obviously here. Yep, defensive holding is the call, and I got to agree with that.
Peterson boots it from 49 yards out and can't quite get enough leg behind that one. That will end the second quarter, and it's still a scoreless game. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN halftime report. Boomer? Lewis sacks him way back at the. Latte throws this one over the middle, and they get the first on. Barlow takes it for his 8th carry and heads left. Dragged down at the
And next.
second down and 4 wideouts in the game. Barlow.
Down.
Archuleta tips it away. Latte rifles it out left side, and it's good for a gain of 8.
And they can just fall forward and make the play.
Sounds easy, Peter, but we'll see if they can pull it off. Barlow will get... Barlow picks up 6 on the play.
Down.
Little sacks him way back at the... That will end the 3rd quarter, and it's still a scoreless game. Bolger throws a bullet, and the reception's made at the 38. Holt makes the catch out to the left, and that will... Ball gains 5 on the play.
Black 79.
Ball gets past the line and can't convert the 3rd down. 4th down coming up. Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. All these numbers point to one thing, Dan, a defensive struggle. They can't get complacent. A single score will change the whole complexion of the game.
As they start at their own 10-yard line. Barlow dodges this one way out right and picks up. To come up blank so many times in a row is, well, it's got to be demoralizing for a player.
Absolutely, but you got to fight through the slump and grab one.
Latte throws a heater right sideline, and it's intercepted. Touchdown at the 48.
Tim Rattay got his pass stolen. I tell you what, Dan, the pressure is what pushed him into rushing that pass.
Another interception for his ending down. They'll start at the 48-yard line. Holt catches the heater left sideline and tries to get free. And touchdown.
Torrey Holt makes the catch, but that's not enough for him. He gets it and takes off for more.
Wasn't supposed to be a touchdown pass, but he made it one with that 13-yard line. Latte makes the pass, and it's off. Incomplete. Pickett gets the sack way back at the 12. Latte throws this one right sideline, and it's reeled in well short of the markers. Woods makes a tough catch, and the clock continues to wind down. Latte rifles it out left side, and it's tipped.
Listen up, Gray 62.
Wilson grabs the dart right sideline, and they convert the big 4th down play.
Listen up, Gray 62. Listen up.
Latte unloads this to the right sideline, and it's complete for a 1st down and a whole lot more. 1st down, empty backfield, and that will do it for tonight's game. The Rams come out on top, 7-0. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
All right, gang, great work as always. And with that, we welcome everybody back to the ESPN studios for our ESPN Video Games postgame show. I'm Chris Berman. The Rams stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Now let's check in with our player of the game, a guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Torrey Holt is on the sidelines with Susie Colbert. Susie?
Thank you, Chris. You really hustled today, and you edged them out in a hard-fought game. What put you guys over the top?
Man, our D-line came up big today. They were making tackles, putting pressure on the pocket. I'm proud of them. That's how it's done.
Chris, back to you.
This is SportsCenter.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Saints come away with a decisive 10-point win. Dexter McCleon stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Patriots pick up win number 2. Shannon Sharp hauled in over 150 yards receiving and helped his Bears beat the Eagles. Rams, 49ers. Torrey Holt came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. The Rams go on to win this by the final score of 7-0. On the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, we had the Packers edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Over in the stadium, we had the Panthers get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Browns got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Jets, Dolphins. Chad Pennington surveys the defense at the 25. Extra receivers split out. That's the tight end. Even though he's got double coverage, head to the corner, touchdown. What a throw. The Jets go on to win this by the final score of 28-21. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. This week had some big injuries, and we'll get to all of them. But we're going to start right here. Takeo Spikes will be out of action for a while, and that will be a huge loss for this defense. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for 5 weeks.
The Jaguars won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Chargers. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Kenny Holmes will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 6 years, $14.3 million. On top of that, a $2.8 million signing bonus. Jason Sehorn is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Jaguars. Antonio Freeman is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 6 years, $5.7 million. James Atkins is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Eagles.
Bengals, Steelers. Rudy Johnson is taking a look at the defense behind the quarterback at his own 14-yard line. Whoop! There he goes with a beautiful spin. Celebrate a touchdown. The Bengals win this one by the final score of 43-29. David Carr played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Number 89 had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Chargers beat the Titans. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Adrian Dingle leaves the Chargers and will be on his way to the Buccaneers. So he should be a great addition to that defensive line from his slot as an outside pass rusher. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. This guy is a guy that ought to be able to fit right in with his new club, and he should make his presence felt over time.
And in our final game, we had the Buccaneers come away victorious. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.